Across the United States, approximately 70% of all association-governed communities are underfunded. About one-third of those are severely underfunded. Underfunded reserves are a natural consequence of an association having not addressed reserve component deterioration, at least for some period of time, according to the 4 reserve funding principles. Special assessments are simply an unpleasant and undesirable consequence of being underfunded. Associations that are in the 0 to 30% funded range have a weak reserve fund and a high special assessment risk. Associations in the 30 to 70% funded fair range generally only require special assessments when the timing of large reserve projects aligns in an unfortunate coincidence. Associations in the strong range, which is 70 to 130% funded, enjoy a low risk of special assessments. The manner by which most association-governed communities generate income is through the collection of regularly budgeted homeowner assessments. To offset ongoing common area deterioration, an appropriate portion of those budgeted assessments needs to be set aside into a reserve fund. An approach like this aligns with the 4 reserve funding principles and ensures that every member of the association pays their fair share of reserve expenses. In fact, it's inherently unfair for any owner to pay less than ongoing deterioration, forcing some unlucky future owner to pay for past under-reserving. When it comes to underfunded reserves and special assessments, there's both good news and bad news. First, the bad news. The bad news is there is no magic solution. Your reserve components are expensive to repair and replace, and they're silently deteriorating every day. One alternative to levying a special assessment is borrowing the money. However, as this typical example shows, the interest associated with loan repayment means that the overall cost will be significantly larger than if it was funded by budgeted contributions or even a special assessment. Some associations try to save on reserve expenses by deferring a project. Unfortunately, deferred maintenance just leads to more bad news. The first problem is that deferring a necessary repair or replacement to major components like asphalt, painting, or roofing will affect the curb appeal of the community and drop property values. The second problem stems from a widely understood fact in the building trades industry that waiting for a catastrophic failure of a major component generally just makes the project substantially more expensive. This is because failure to perform those projects in a timely manner often leads to more deterioration than the original scope of work. Special assessments may be unpopular, but they are often the most fiscally responsible option for associations facing major repair or replacements without adequate time to prepare thoroughly through budgeted contributions. Now for the good news. The report before you provides a very clear roadmap to take you from underfunded to a stronger position. It took years to get your association into its current predicament, and it'll likely take years to reverse the trend. The time frame, of course, depends on your association's current reserve funding deficit and other unique circumstances. The goal of getting to the point where your association's reserve fund strength is on pace with the calculated value of ongoing deterioration is noble and achievable. The association may have neglected that duty in the past, but the current association leadership, with the support of the current members, can start acting in a financially responsible manner to begin the process of restoring order, fairness, and stability to the reserves situation. Living in a community association involves being part of a community of other owners with whom you share your home investment as well as other expenses. The informed reserve funding decisions that are made today can ensure that you and future owners will enjoy adequate reserves, a low risk of special assessments, well-maintained amenities, and maximized property values. I hope this has been helpful in explaining about underfunding and special assessments. If you have further questions, we encourage you to visit our Learning Center, where you'll find a rich library of written and videotaped resources. Finally, if you have any feedback, please follow the link to a short survey. On behalf of the entire Association Reserves team, thank you again for choosing Association Reserves as your reserve planning partner. It's been our pleasure to work with your association to assemble this information so informed budget decisions can be made and accurate disclosures provided to your current and prospective members. We look forward to working with you again the next time we update your association's reserve study.